White smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel chimney, signaling to the world that a decision had been made. The bells of St. Peter's Basilica rang out in joyous celebration, their peals echoing through the ancient streets of Rome. It was a moment of profound significance, a moment that would be etched into the annals of history. Across the globe, millions of people watched with bated breath, their hearts pounding in unison. In homes, in public squares, in churches, and in front of television screens, the anticipation was palpable. The world was united in a shared moment of suspense and hope, waiting to hear the name of the new leader of the Catholic Church. From the grand balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, a name echoed through the air, carried on the winds of change. It was a name that would soon be known by millions, a name that would inspire and lead. The name was Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. As he was introduced to the crowd, a hush fell over the square. His name was whispered on the breath of history, a name that promised a new direction for the Church. The new head of the Catholic Church had been chosen. The unexpected had happened. Cardinal Tagle, known for his humility and deep compassion, was now Pope Luis Antonio Tagle. The crowd erupted in cheers, waving flags and celebrating this historic moment. As the sun rose over St. Peter's Basilica, it heralded the dawn of a new era. People rejoiced in St. Peter's Square, their faces alight with hope and joy. It was a time of renewal, a time of new beginnings. The choice of Pope Tagle sent shockwaves through the global Catholic community. News headlines around the world proclaimed the historic event, and reactions poured in from every corner of the globe. The faithful and the curious alike were eager to learn more about the man who would lead the Church into the future. Pope Tagle was known for his humility, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to the poor and marginalized. He had spent his life serving those in need, and his dedication to social justice was unwavering. His election was seen as a beacon of hope for those who had long felt forgotten by the Church. In many ways, Pope Tagle was a radical departure from tradition. He was a modern leader, unafraid to challenge the status quo and to bring the Church into the 21st century. His approach was innovative, his vision was clear, and his heart was open to all. Yet, in his gentle smile, the world saw a reflection of their own hopes and dreams for a more just, a more loving Church. Pope Tagle's warmth and sincerity resonated with people of all backgrounds, and his leadership promised a future where compassion and understanding would guide the way. A new dawn had truly begun in Rome. Born in Manila, Cardinal Tagle's life had been deeply intertwined with the struggles and triumphs of the Filipino people. He walked with them, listened to their stories, shared their joys and sorrows. He served as Archbishop of Manila, tending to his flock with a shepherd's love. His work extended beyond the walls of the cathedral. He championed the cause of the poor, the voiceless, the forgotten. He spoke out against injustice and corruption, urging peace and reconciliation. His compassion transcended borders, his voice resonating with people of all faiths and backgrounds. Cardinal Tagle's influence extended far beyond the Philippines. His warmth, his intellect, his unwavering commitment to dialogue and understanding had made him a respected figure on the global stage. He served as the president of Caritas Internationalis, coordinating the Church's humanitarian efforts worldwide. He traveled extensively, meeting with world leaders, religious figures, and ordinary people from all walks of life. He listened, he learned, he built bridges of understanding. He embodied the Church's commitment to serving the poor and promoting peace. Cardinal Tagle's appointment signaled a potential shift in the Catholic Church. His rise to prominence was seen by many as a beacon of hope, a sign that the Church was ready to embrace a new era of openness and understanding. Tagle, with his warm demeanor and profound empathy, quickly became a beloved figure not just within the Church, but also in the broader global community. His approach was characterized by a deep sense of humility and a genuine desire to connect with people from all walks of life. His emphasis on dialogue, mercy, and inclusivity resonated deeply with many, particularly the young. Tagle understood that the future of the Church lay in its ability to engage with the younger generation, to listen to their concerns, and to involve them in meaningful ways. He often spoke about the importance of creating spaces where young people could feel heard and valued, where their voices could contribute to the ongoing conversation about faith and spirituality. He spoke often of the need for the church to be a welcoming home for all, regardless of their background, their beliefs, or their struggles. Tagle's vision was one of inclusivity, where the church would not just be a place of worship, but a sanctuary for those seeking solace and support. He believed that the church should reflect the love and compassion of Christ, extending a hand to those who felt marginalized or excluded. He called for a church that walked alongside the poor and marginalized, that did not just preach about love and justice, but actively worked to bring about change in the lives of those who were suffering. Tagle's commitment to social justice was evident in his actions and his words. He often visited impoverished communities, offering not just spiritual guidance, but also tangible support and advocacy that listened to the cry of the earth, recognizing that the health of our planet is intrinsically linked to the well-being of its inhabitants. Tagle was a strong advocate for environmental stewardship, urging the faithful to take responsibility for the care of creation. He spoke passionately about the need to address climate change and environmental degradation, seeing these issues as moral imperatives that required urgent action, that embraced the richness and diversity of God's creation. Tagle celebrated the diversity within the church, seeing it as a reflection of the divine. He encouraged communities to embrace their unique cultural identities while finding common ground in their shared faith. His vision was one of unity and diversity, where differences were not just tolerated but celebrated as gifts from God. His vision was one of a church renewed, a church that was not afraid to confront its past and learn from it, that was willing to evolve and grow in response to the needs of its people. Tagle believed in the power of reflection and renewal, urging the church to continually seek ways to better serve its mission and its followers. A church that embraced the challenges of the modern world while remaining true to its core values of love, compassion, and justice. Tagle's vision was not just about adapting to change, but about leading with a sense of purpose and conviction. He inspired many to see the church as a living, breathing entity capable of making a profound impact on the world through its commitment to the teachings of Christ. The news of Cardinal Tagle's appointment was met with a wave of joy and hope across the globe. The faithful poured into the streets, celebrating this historic moment. Social media erupted with messages of congratulations and support. World leaders too expressed their admiration for the new pope, praising his humility, his wisdom, and his commitment to peace. Religious leaders from across denominations offered their congratulations, recognizing the significance of this moment for interfaith dialogue and understanding. Cardinal Tagle's election marked a new chapter in the long and storied history of the Catholic Church. For the first time, the papacy was held by someone from Asia, a testament to the Church's growing presence and influence in the region. His appointment resonated deeply with Catholics in developing nations, where the Church played a vital role in providing education, healthcare, and social services. It was a moment of immense pride and hope for a continent often overlooked on the global stage. As Cardinal Tagle stepped into his new role, he carried with him the hopes and dreams of millions around the world. He brought with him a legacy of compassion, a commitment to dialogue, and a vision for a more just and loving world. His papacy promised to be one of listening, of healing, of building bridges. It promised to be a time for the Church to rediscover its roots, to embrace its mission of service and love, and to walk confidently into the future. The path ahead was not without its challenges. Cardinal Tagle inherited a church grappling with internal divisions, facing external pressures, and seeking to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. Issues such as poverty, climate change, and religious extremism demanded his attention and leadership. Yet, in these challenges, there were also opportunities to build bridges between people of different faiths, to address the root causes of poverty and injustice, to be a force for peace and reconciliation in a world often torn by conflict. In his first address as Pope, Cardinal Tagle spoke of the need for unity, for compassion, and for a renewed sense of purpose in our shared humanity. He emphasized that in a world often divided by conflict and misunderstanding, it is more important than ever to come together as one. His words were not just a call to action, but a heartfelt plea for a global transformation. He spoke passionately about the importance of serving the poor and marginalized, reminding us that true greatness is found in humility and service. He urged everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs, to extend a helping hand to those in need. The Pope's message was clear. We must look beyond our differences and see the common humanity that binds us all. He called on all people of goodwill to work together to build a more just and peaceful world. This vision of unity was not just a lofty ideal, but a practical necessity in a world facing so many challenges. From climate change to social inequality, the Pope highlighted the urgent need for collective action. We are all children of God, he proclaimed, and we must learn to love one another as brothers and sisters. His voice filled with emotion, he spoke of the transformative power of love and compassion. He shared stories of individuals who had made a difference in their communities through simple acts of kindness. His message was a reminder that each of us has the power to effect change, no matter how small our actions may seem. His message, a message of hope, of unity, of love, resonated throughout St. Peter's Square and echoed across the globe. People from all walks of life, from different countries and cultures, felt the impact of his words. The Pope's address was not just a speech, but a call to action, a call to build bridges instead of walls, to foster understanding instead of division. A new dawn had indeed arrived. The Pope's message marked the beginning of a new era, one where love and unity could pave the way for a brighter future. As the sun rose over the city, it symbolized the hope and promise of a world united in compassion and understanding. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.